Welcome to the Inspired Action interview series. I'm Francis from Golden East Media, and our guest today is Stefanie Blue. Let's hear her story. Hi, everyone. Today I'm chatting with Stefanie Blue, one of my awesome photographers who helps entrepreneurs create authentic, personality driven authority and impact. So let's dive in. For anyone new to your work, how would you describe what you do?
If they're not familiar with me, when they start going on my website, and what I hear from a lot of people is like, I really capture people's essence. So that's where the personality driven comes in. They're not just the stagnant boardroom corporate headshots, that are just look like grown up school photos.
So, what makes branding and lifestyle photography different from a traditional photo shoot?
Traditional photo shoots back in the day, if you think about the realtors with their business card and the blue background, again, not a lot of personality, but with entrepreneurship where it is now, people are really the face of their business. So they need to connect visually, and then with social media 24/7, it's open for business. So when people are like, trying to find out who you are and they have landing pages, or you may have a book or different programs, digital products, and things like that, there's a lot more consumption of images, so that the branding and lifestyle really showcases different aspects of you. It might be you doing some of the work, like behind the scenes, or a day in the life, and you're having that cup of coffee in the morning or something. But it tells more than just like a simple headshot. It gives them a little glimpse into your life, and hints about your business and stuff, so that people want to lean in. You have the hero shot that's just that consummate professional look and stuff, and people just want to lean in and start learning more, because you're showing your polish and your professionalism through the images.
Why is having a cohesive, personality driven visual so important for entrepreneurs today?
It's human psychology that we want to be really clear on what we're doing, and we don't want to feel confused. So if you go shopping and you go to Target, every store you go in has a similar look and feel. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like trying to learn the store all over again each time. And when people come to your website or your social media platforms, there needs to be that cohesive look. So they're like, oh, yes, this is familiar. I'm safe to explore here. And they're not trying to figure it out from scratch each time. So it really just helps them. It also helps build your brand recognition, because there's just certain brands that you're like, even before they put their logo on the TV screen, you know what it is, because they have that same type of feel, like the Clydesdales during the football games. You know it's a Budweiser commercial. And so when you can create that brand consistency and the identity and the recognition, it really helps people identify you at a glance, but also know what you stand for, and take out the confusion for them.
Speaking of brand photography or authority, how do we actually use brand photography to build authority and attract better clients?
Um, Several different ways. So one, the photography can help stop people from scrolling to lean in. So whether it's photography or video, then they start to like hear your message. If it's on video, then it's your voice. And if it's otherwise, it's captions. But also when you're taking that extra step to go the professional distance, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
it just shows that you're taking your business seriously. If you stop showing up, people like, oh, she's still around, she's still in business, what's going on with her? It just shows that you're investing in yourself as a professional. This isn't just a part-time hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I always think about when Vistaprint started, that was one level, but there were also a lot of office supply stores selling business cards that you could
Yeah.
get perforated. And I'm like, whenever anyone would hand that to you, it's just like, is this a real business? Is it legit? Are you just starting? Are you going to stop? So it just puts a lot of questions in people's heads versus, yeah, this person's been around for a while. They're going to continue being around, and they're an expert, and I can trust them. And so all of the visuals go into that marketing as well.
Partnered with you as well before, and one of them is product photography, especially for e-commerce brands. So, what makes a product photo convert?
So there's two different parts of product photography. There's the e-commerce that's like your basic, this is what it is, needs to look close in size to what you're showcasing. White background, I mean, that's like your basic Amazon one. But
Yeah.
the ones that are going to convert a little bit more,
Mhm.
depending on the product, are when you can do lifestyle, and that's actually showing the products in use. It's clothing, like there's the handbag that's just the complete blank, but then there's the one, what the model's doing and it's a nice scene and stuff. And then people start to put themselves in that situation, like, oh, if I was having night out, this would make a great accessory for my outfit. So both of those have marketability. One is for the realistic, what are the dimensions, what's the color, and the other one's like, how would I incorporate this into my life? That's a good converting factor.
When they want to do product photography with you, do you actually hire the models, or the clients themselves are the ones who finds those models, or what do
Yeah.
you recommend them to do?
Yeah, it can go either way. So I do know some people and have access to them, but again, it's going to depend on what age range they're looking for and type of stuff. So I'm flexible to either collaborate with who they already have, or I can come on board and offer assistance.
A lot of people feel awkward in front of camera, including me. I try
And
and
me.
oh yeah, that's why you're always in the background first.
Yes.
How do you help clients feel confident and natural when you're taking?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been something that I've worked on over the years, and it's definitely getting easier. But just one of the things is starting to envision what you'd like. And I'm actually working on this. I've got another shoot coming up in a couple of weeks. And so you just start thinking like, how do I want to show up in the world? And it's really getting pretty basic. If you just have to narrow down to like 2 or 3 words that really embody you,
Mhm.
who is that? What's that feel like? And then just like I rehearse in my brain a lot, like, okay, what's this? And then when I'm working with people for their stuff, I'm actually going online and I'm pulling inspiration for outfits based on our talk that we've had. We've had some of that conversation, like, how do you want to show up? So that meeting instills a lot of confidence because now they start to see the vision too. And maybe you're like pushing the envelope a little bit, like, I wouldn't normally wear a jacket like that, but I really think it's cool. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, then you should be wearing the jacket because that's going to come out if you're just like, oh my God, like I'm totally rocking this outfit. So that's one. Music is another great way, especially if your energy is a little bit low and you put on some music that you really like and you can kind of start bebopping around. That's a great way to just kind of boost your mood and start feeling it. So a lot of times I'll have music playing during photo shoots and stuff like that, that the client likes because it's about elevating their spirits during it. I think the planning and preparation is such a huge part of it, just because that way people aren't stressed, planning things out ahead of time, get your outfits laid out at least the day before. And so that way you're not scrambling the last minute and showing up all like stressed out.
What is one mistake that most entrepreneurs make with their online visuals?
They try to stay out of the photos. So they'll do video, but they'll show everything but themselves, or they try to piecemeal it together instead of hiring a professional, which probably leads to some of the frustration because it didn't turn out the way they wanted. I'm always looking at lighting and posing all the stuff in the background to make it really clean and crisp and impactful to what they have going on in their business. And a lot of times, if you're trying to do all of it yourself, it gets really overwhelming and not enjoyable. So I think between those two, that's probably the 2 areas I would steer people away from trying to do it themselves, and just not having that strategic marketing plan in mind.
Thank you for joining us today. But what does inspired action mean to you when it comes to visual storytelling?
It's really like taking some of those goals that you have, and putting them into practice instead of just leaving them sitting on the shelf as someday. Well, how do you reach that goal? And like, what are the little steps you can do to get you closer every day, every week, every month until you actually get it? Keep having goals and reset them and adjust them how you need to, but don't let yourself go stagnant.
Last question for today is, if someone wants to elevate their brand presence or like the product imagery, what is the first step?
Kind of have an idea of what you want to do with that launch, where you're going to use the photos, what all you need them for. Just so you have a little bit of a vision. You don't have to have every detail worked out, but just say, I'd like to see this in a store. I'd like to see this in a magazine, or I'm going to do strictly e-commerce. And then maybe I'd have a couple pushes a year. So if you have like just a framework, and then give me a call or someone else who can help bring that to life.
So what is the best way to contact or connect with you?
I have my website, truebluebrandingsd.com, or I'm also on Instagram and all the other platforms. LinkedIn is another one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephanie, thank you so
All
much
right.
for sharing
Thank
your
you.
perspective today. I love how you connect visuals, confidence, and the real business growth. That not just making photos looking pretty, but actually helps people move and grow from their business.
Absolutely.
If you've been thinking about elevating your brand visually, this is your sign, people. I'll drop her info in the social media as well as her email and YouTube. See you in the next Inspired Action interview series. Bye bye.
Awesome. Thank you.